We have finally got some big updates on The Batman 2 thanks to some new behind the scenes images for the film, signalling both the start of filming and the start of many teasers for Matt Reeves' sequel. And in particular, one of the images may be pointing to a big villain reveal, one that we have suspected for quite some time. We have also got an official look at the film's logo, which has been updated on all of the Batman's social media platforms. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing all of the latest news surrounding The Batman Part 2, including the start of filming and the potential villain tease. Before I get into it though, if you want to keep up to date on any of my upcoming content surrounding the Batman saga, then don't forget to support this upload by giving it a like rating, subscribing to the channel, and turning on your notifications. But without further ado, let's dive into the latest news surrounding The Batman Part 2. So director Matt Reeves has officially kicked off production on The Batman Part 2, marking the moment by sharing a new shot from the set and also a cryptic behind the scenes image. Right after that reveal, the movie's social media pages updated with the sequel's new logo, essentially the same bold red title card from the first film, now stamped with Part 2 and the updated DC Studios branding. We also got a fun little update from actor Jeffrey Wright, who posted on Instagram to confirm he's begun filming his scenes with a close-up look at the return of Jim Gordon's iconic mustache. Reeves has now confirmed the returning cast is Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne, Jeffrey Wright as Gordon, Andy Serkis as Alfred, Colin Farrell as the Penguin, Jamie Lawson as Bella Real, and Gil Perez-Abraham as Officer Martinez. Joining them are new cast members Scarlett Johansson, Sebastian Stan, Charles Dance, Sebastian Koch, and Brian Tyree Henry. Reeves hasn't revealed who the newcomers are playing just yet, but the current expectation is that Sebastian Stan will take on Harvey Dent, Scarlett Johansson will play Gilda Dent, and Charles Dance will portray Harvey's father, Christopher Dent. However, rumours over the last few days have suggested a different direction is being taken. Insider Jeff Snyder now claims that Stan is actually playing the twisted serial killer Victor Zast, while Brian Tyree Henry may be the one taking on Harvey Dent instead. Snyder also added an interesting detail about Scarlett Johansson and Charles Dance, as according to him, they're not portraying major, instantly recognisable Gotham characters. He said that instead, their roles might be a kind of creative blend, a meld of different influences from across Batman lore, rather than direct adaptations of specific characters. It suggests that Reeves may be shaping new personalities that fit the grounded tone of his Batman universe. So we'll just have to see what this all means as new details start to come out. Coming back to the two images that the director shared though, one of those images gives us a cool first look at the beginning of filming, while the other one might be teasing a bit more that we can actually look into. The first image, labelled First Shot, is an image of the production slate. The slate confirms the cinematographer and reads Roll A1, Scene 26, Take 1, with a red bat symbol from the first film front and centre and Part 2 printed beneath it. The camera readout shows that the movie is shooting in 6.5K RAW at 24 frames per second. But if you look just behind the clapperboard, the blurred background seems to show someone stretched out on a table under a harsh overhead light in what looks to be a dead body undergoing an autopsy. It's currently unclear who the person lying on the table is meant to be. The image reflects the first shooting image we got for the first film back in the day, and that was from the very first scene of that movie. It's unclear whether this new shot is reflecting that and is from the first scene of The Batman Part 2, as it's important to note that many films do shoot out of sequence. But coming to the second image, this is where things start to get really interesting. After sharing the first on-set image, Matt Reeves followed it up with another fun behind-the-scenes shot, which included a little Robert Pattinson Batman Funko Pop standing guard next to a digital clock on the production's sound cart. The clock reads 8:12, and that tiny detail was all fans needed to start digging for hidden meaning and possible clues. One of the theories is that the 8:12 on the clock is a subtle nod to Detective Comics number 812. That issue is part of David Lapham's City of Crime arc, a gritty Gotham noir built around political corruption, a dirty mayoral race, and the city's criminal underbelly. It's the same kind of territory the Batman explored with the Riddler in the first movie, Mayor Mitchell's murder, and Bella Rayaul's campaign. If Reeves is really pointing to that storyline, it hints at more corruption, detective work, and the grounded crime-soaked Gotham the first film leaned into. And it lines up with what we saw with the morgue-like body in Reeves' first production photo, suggesting that the sequel is doubling down on the murder mystery. Another theory gaining traction though, and this is probably the more popular of the two, is that 8-12 might actually be pointing to Batman issues 8 through 12 from Scott Snyder's acclaimed run. And this was the storyline that introduced the Court of Owls. Many have been circling this possibility for a long time, and a recent production listing only added fuel to the fire. The sequel's updated working title is Semper Vigilans, which translates to always vigilant or ever watchful, a phrase that fits the court's whole Shadow Watcher vibe a little too perfectly. If this connection is intentional, it suggests that the movie might finally bring the Court of Owls into Matt Reeves' Batman universe, or at least tap into their themes of hidden power, surveillance, and Gotham's elite pulling strings from the dark. In the comics, the nursery rhyme associated with the Court of Owls also reads, "Beware the Court of Owls that watches all the time, ruling Gotham from a shadowed perch behind granite and lime. They watch you at your hearth, they watch you in your bed, speak not a whispered word of them, or they will send the talon for your head." So when you start putting all of these clues together, the idea that the Court of Owls is coming to the Batman Part 2 starts looking like a very real possibility. The 8-12 links are one thing, but you can also add on all the other teases we've had over the last few years as well. For instance, the Penguin courtroom shot with the outies, the working title from the production listing, or even the recent casting details. In regards to that, reports of Sebastian Stan, Scarlett Johansson, and Charles Dance playing characters who are melds of different influences rather than comic adaptations fit the court's vibe. Reeves has always grounded his world in realism, so instead of dropping in the Talons or the full comic-accurate hierarchy, he might reinterpret the court through new characters who still embody wealth, legacy, corruption, and the idea that Gotham's elite have been running the city long before Batman ever showed up. Add to that the fact that Reeves has repeatedly said he wants to explore Gotham's institutions, its history, and the systems that shape it, and it points to the core elements of the Court of Owls mythos. Now, there is always the simplest explanation too. The clock in the behind-the-scenes image clearly shows AM and Monday, so there's a very real possibility that it's just 8:12 in the morning on set, and Reeves is just sharing that. But staying to his film's tradition, I think Reeves loves to hint, and this image seems like one that is doing just that. I do think that we are getting the Court of Owls because they have been teased multiple times over the past few years, and it's quite hard to ignore that at this point. It's not like they've only been teased once. But yes, if it is them, it will be interesting to see how Reeves goes about adapting them into his story, and how he integrates the history of Gotham, and how they have pulled the strings from the shadows. It sets up a really interesting Batman story, and one that can work especially well during the months of winter. But that was my video discussing the new updates surrounding the Batman 2. It's going to be interesting to see what villains Matt Reeves has gone with for his Batman sequel, and I trust that it will support whatever route the story has taken. Based on what we got for the first movie, we'd have to expect that we'd be getting the Reeves casting posts and images from the set very soon, and whenever we do get those updates, I will be sharing them here on the channel. But what are your thoughts on the latest images shared for the Batman Part 2? Do you think we are seeing a tease for the Court of Owls? And what other villains do you think we'll see in the upcoming film? Let me know down below in the comment section. For much more videos and breakdowns, then subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Also, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, rating, and follow me on social media via the links in the description. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been Cortex, and as always, make some noise.